And this tiny box here is the model of one of my childhood heroes, as far as you can say that about a car. This is the mighty Mercedes CLK-GTR that won the 1997 FIA GT Championship. This car rewrote the rulebook of GT racing, taking the concept pioneered by Porsche in 1996 a step further. It had no real resemblance to the CLK road car anymore, bar from the grille and head and tail lights. The iconic Diecast Privat livery was taken over from the ITC DTM machine, albeit without the small white D2s all over the background. Some of the drivers were also transferred from the now defunct DTM Championship. Big names like Mr. DTM himself Bernd Schneider, fellow legendary German veteran Klaus Ludwig, or even our F1 safety car driver Bernd. The idea was to pair up an experienced driver with a young hotshot like they did in the early 90s at Sauber Mercedes in the Group C era. For the number 11 car, this young gun would be Alexander Wurz, the 1996 Le Mans winner, teaming up with Bernd Schneider. In the end, that pairing was split up, with Klaus Ludwig being swapped over to the number 11 car to try and secure the title for Bernd. That strategy worked perfectly, and Bernd Schneider solved the challenge of JJ Lehto and Steve Soper in their BMW-entered McLaren F1 GTR. This Mercedes CLK racer would undergo further redesigns in the all-conquering CLK-LM, in the FIA GT Series at least, and the gorgeous but very flawed CLR. By the way, I did a full review of a Spark 1/18th model of that car. You can watch it by clicking in the top corner right here, or click on the card at the end of this video. Although the first iteration of this Mercedes is maybe my least favorite of the three, I was still very hyped up by this release by Pop Race. I do buy more and more of these 1/64 scale diecasts these days, but this one I really needed to add it to the collection, and the reason is pretty obvious if you've seen the thumbnail. In case you've never heard of them, Pop Race is a brand that's well established in the Scale 64 community, and for me this is the first time I buy a model from this brand. This CLK GTR has also been produced by Hot Wheels, featuring in many different releases, but most notably in the Premium Boulevard Wheel Riders collection. That one, however, is a bit of an upscale toy car though, as opposed to this shrunken down model by Pop Race. Let's first have a quick look at the packaging before we inspect what this model is all about, as it looks very cool as well. It has this retro style feel to it, with the red and blue stripes and grey background matching the car's livery. The drawing of the car looks very cool with the big D2 behind it. This side is left pretty much blank with only the model's info on it. For this face we need to turn the box a bit, and it features the same drawing with the Diecast Privat branding again in the background. Pop Race's socials are mentioned here too, together with the brand slogan "Create your own race world now." This side then is basically the underside of the box with the brand info on it and the model's barcode. On this side flap is again the car's drawing and the model info, and the other flap features the Pop Race logo all across the tab. Let's now take it out of the box, and this little model is held in this plastic mold, and it's not screwed in so you can easily take it out. Immediately you notice that it feels quite heavy for such a small car, which is good I think, and straight away you can tell this is not just a toy like the Hot Wheels version, but much more of a tiny model car. The livery then is absolutely stunning. They really nailed the metallic grey silver color. The Diecast Privat branding, however, seems to be a bit off, with the blue parts having a metallic undertone, which makes it look a few shades too light. This immediately is also basically the only flaw that I noticed. I know it's quite flagrant, but honestly it's not too bothersome, and this is because the rest of this car is just amazing. There is actually one more thing that I'm not too sure about. The names that are featured on the car are Schneiders, Ludwigs and Wurzes, and these are the drivers that did sit behind the wheel of this car at some point, but I don't think they ever drove together as a trio, so I'm not too sure if this is completely correct though. Aside from those two things, this tiny model is absolutely stunning. It really looks perfectly proportioned, and it's impressively detailed despite its diminutive size. The lights on the front and back look good. They're not just painted on, but have plastic lenses. The detailing on the grille and the carbon splitter is surprisingly good. The small yellow mirrors are nicely modeled, and these tiny intakes in the rear windows are very refined. Through the rear window, a pretty detailed engine is also visible. The large rear wing is finely modeled and even features carbon fiber texturing. The rear bumper then, with all these small slits in it, looks amazing as well. The wheels and tires are very well replicated and they do roll smoothly and nicely, so you could easily play around with it if you would choose to do so. The best part, however, is that the engine cover is actually removable to show off a detailed engine bay. The big V12 LS600 block looks absurdly stunning with that large airbox and notable orange air hose attached to it. The inside of the engine cover too is unnecessarily detailed. Remember those slits in the rear windows? Well, these actually lead to these cooling tunnels going all the way into this radiator behind the rear suspension, most likely for the gearbox. I mean, that's really impressive. The engine cover then also clicks back into place with a very satisfying sound due to the magnets holding it in place. You can even hold the model upside down and the part will not fall off just like that. Another thing that really baffles me is that there's almost no panel gap visible. And if you wouldn't know the part was removable, you could easily be fooled. Of course, I knew this from the sample pictures that I saw earlier, but I was actually very surprised to notice that the front cover comes off too, and I genuinely forgot about that, and I actually had already put the car back in its box and started writing this review until I noticed this when researching this pop race model. Here too then the panel gap is almost not noticeable, so yeah, it did fool me here. The details underneath then are top notch too, with these large radiators. The suspension then is also visible, and the detailing on the shock absorbers and these orange brake duct hoses is really incredible. Here you can see these small magnets that hold the bonnet in place as well. And the front piece also clicks in really nicely then. So yeah, this little car by Pop Race has really surprised me on a lot of levels. It's for sure very detailed and all, but the sheer quality of this tiny model is just... I mean, I don't think I can find the right words to aptly describe it. You should actually see it for yourself, and luckily this model is not too expensive either, certainly considering what you get for it. It should normally retail for around 30 to 35 euro, which I think is very fair when you see what you get for it. Seriously, run, don't walk, you will not regret getting it. So thanks for watching this review, like, comment and subscribe. In the meantime, check out the video of the stunning Spark Mercedes CLR by clicking on the card right here. Meanwhile, take care and see you in the next one.